Today, in -20, we're going exploring and doing some off-road adventures in my 2004 Subaru Forester. Back in the Ghost Wilderness public land area, we're going west instead of north like we did in the last couple camping trips. But today isn't a solo adventure. We're joined with two more Subarus, a Forester and a Crosstrek, as well as one beast of a 4Runner. Join us as we push the limits, or at least try to, on my stock-ish Forester as we venture on the riverbed and into the trees of the Rocky Mountains. Did I mention we're going to try to do my first river crossing? Stick around because this one's going to be a good one. What is up and welcome back everyone. As we mentioned in that intro, we are doing Transalta Trail, which is behind me and we're going that away. But we're just at the trailhead. Everyone's airing down stuff to me because, well, I don't have tires you can air down. You can't air down 17s on BBS rims. We got Adrian and his Crosstrek finally getting that thing out. It's been like a year since we said we were gonna get it out. Finally getting it out on this trail. We got some Jeeps going ahead of us because, well, they're Jeeps. We got a couple other people we're riding with. We got the 4Runner on 35s, and then we got another Subaru Forester lifted, and we're gonna be cruising with that. They run a performance shop here in Calgary that has a bunch of off-road parts, so I'm gonna put the Instagram somewhere here, and we're gonna head off to the trail, so I'll see you guys somewhere along. Well, it wouldn't be Waiparous without the roughest roads ever. So we are now heading down the trail. We got the Subaru in front of us. It's the XT model, so it's got the turbo version. It's actually a right-hand drive. Super cool build. And then we got Adrian behind me, and then we got the 4Runner on 35s behind Adrian. So yeah, we're just running down this trail. Fun fact that I learned, I'm already learning stuff from these people from Austin. He mentioned that you can actually, when you put it in first and second, it locks the center diff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Didn't know that. We found some interesting terrain already. It's like pure ice, so we're just kind of going through it. And now we're just doing a water crossing. That's cool. 5 minutes in and already an amazing view as we come up this hill. So we were essentially in the valley over last time, which was that Waiparous Valley, and now we're kind of going along the ridge line. So this kind of mountain ridge is like separating the two. Sorry about my radio. I need to figure out how to, it's either grabbing repeaters or the other band, like the lower frequency is grabbing a bunch of static, so that's something I gotta play around with and fix. But yeah, check that out guys. Beautiful view, beautiful backcountry in here, and it's only an hour away from Calgary. And there goes Adrian down the hill into the valley. So essentially where we are is now, you can actually see on my map, I forgot to offline this area, but essentially there's a creek or a river down there, and we're gonna head down this little hill. Just typical 4x4 thing, go one by one because it could get a little sketchy if you're all together and you slide into each other. But we're gonna have a GoPro and we're gonna head all the way down there and then see what's the plan after that. So now we're off the top of the hill, we're off that hill, and we're going to go across this, I think it's a riverbed, and head just over to that dirt mound. But sweet view, check out those cars, going pretty good, but ooh, this is definitely a little sketchy, but we're all good. So yeah, I will catch up to you probably once we get to that mound and we figure out what we're doing. Pretty cool down here. This is definitely one of the places that I wanted to go try out. Well, can the Fozzie do it? First gear, all the way up we go. Oh, no problem at all. Well, we made it up the hill and now we made it back down. It is really windy up there. It's also -20, so it's a little bit brisk. Definitely not the optimal day to go film a bunch of stuff outside. As soon as I get outside and get a couple photos, I have to get back inside. I might have to put my snow pants on and shoot some more photos in a bit, but we're gonna try this trail. The chances of us getting stuck are pretty high, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm definitely scraping a little bit here and there, but wow, this is an amazing trail. This is definitely a reason I need to lift my car, because look at some of this, like in here,
That's bad, clearly. I see, okay. I know, I think it's been a while since I've been down this way. Let's see, I don't know if it's different now, but...
With the loop coming to the end, it opened back into the riverbed, or so I thought. It turns out that I was wrong. With a huge embankment dividing us between the riverbed, Austin decided to give it a go at his Forester. First time he made it up with no problems, but when the cameras came out, it took a couple more tries. There was no way my Forester was going to make it up there, so I had to go along the side and through the deep snowdrifts. With the Fozzie in first gear, I pushed through, and let me tell you, those wheels put me pretty deep in the snow. But with all that being said and done, we made it through. We have kind of went past that trail that we started with, kind of going around. There's a lake out there, I can't remember exactly where it was, but we essentially did that loop, and now we're actually driving along the riverbed the other way, so we're going north. And check this out, we're literally right beside the mountains. It's really rough, and I'm scraping all over, but the Forester is still doing it, and it's doing it really well. So yeah, we're gonna continue along here. So yeah, as I was saying before, I found those rocks that I had to navigate around. We are gonna go on this trail essentially till we get to a river crossing we can't do. The first river crossing was actually already froze up. Well, it's been -30 for a week, so that kind of makes sense. Ice. But essentially we're just gonna go to a river crossing we can't get to. Well, this river crossing isn't frozen. So the Forerunner made it over no problem. So we're gonna try this Forester, no problem, but mine might have an issue. Having the Rally Tech lift springs on Austin's Forester definitely gave him about 1.5 to 2 inches of lift, which would prove very beneficial in this river. In addition, he also had no bumper, so it made the crossing really easy when he got to the other end because he wasn't worried about taking off his bumper when he hit the ice shelf. My Forester had none of this, so it was going to make this river crossing a little tricky, but Austin was able to guide me through and get me to the other side safely, so we can successfully say we did our first river crossing in the Forester, and I can guarantee you this isn't going to be the last. The next crossing was too much and had ice shelves up to my bumpers. There was no way my car was getting over those. So we turned around and headed back along the trail we came from and stopped at some of the spots to get some photos. One of these spots including what remains of a bridge. I don't know the exact story around it, but I've heard it's been rebuilt a couple times and burnt down in the last fire. If you want to go see those, go follow me at Schrader Labs. So that crossing was a no-go. It was pretty much above my bumper, the ice shelf, so there's no way I can do that. So we're heading back. We actually made it further than we were expecting to, which is awesome. But yeah, we're just gonna enjoy, this is kind of the trail back, so it's pretty much the same thing as when we went camping, just a lot more tracked out. There's a lot of cars out here today. But yeah, just cruise along here for a little bit and then we make it back to kind of the open area where the creek is and cross the two frozen crossings and then we're back kind of to the road. So we're back on the trail after that little river crossing. It was a little harder going out or coming, going out of there, then coming in. I think is just the way we kind of went in the first place. But we're cruising back on this trail. Nothing too exciting. Same kind of trail ride as going in. Actually, it's on the same trail, so you got to be you got to kind of be careful of when you're meeting cars and stuff, and where to pass and stuff. But all good. We're gonna cruise down. Probably go back to the place where we started and up the hill, and then I think we're back to where everyone has to air up but me because I have 17s. This usually is, I guess, a river crossing, but if you look, it's pretty much frozen. There is some cracking ice you got to be careful of, but yeah, it's like pretty much frozen. Also, there's a dead Ford Ranger just chilling, which is interesting. He probably hit the ice when it wasn't as frozen, but I'm gonna try not to hit anything. And we are back where we started, this wide open plain. It's almost worse than the river crossing. It's weird though, I think it's just kind of like built up, so it got real slushy. Well, we made it back to the trailhead. All the cars made it, especially my Forester with over 400,000 kilometers. It did really well. I was actually surprised. It's got stock suspension, 400,000 kilometers on the struts. Sounds absolutely horrible, but it still made it. And then we got our BBSs with winter Michelin X ice tires on it. Not your trail tire, but it worked pretty well. Definitely need some upgrades like that Forester, like Austin's Forester right there. That thing got lifted, or it's got the lift springs from Rallytech. Might have to do that, might have to do some struts. I'm still trying to decide what to do. But we did do like those water crossing and stuff, and not any issues, but definitely do need kind of a skid plate because it is a little sketchy. Same with Adrian. How was that, Adrian? No. There, thumbs up, he gave a thumbs up. His Crosstrek did awesome. It's got all the cool features, like he's got hill descent and all that kind of things, like, what is it, X mode or something? Yeah, that all worked really great, and then I'm just chilling with my stock Forester. But it did really well. I'm really impressed with the Forester, especially for how much I got it for. But yeah, we're gonna have to do some upgrades. But yeah, we definitely got to do this soon, again, when it's not so cold, because it was really hard filming today, and I didn't want to freeze, like my hands get cold, and it was hard to get a lot of outside shots. So maybe when it's warmer, we'll get some more footage of all the cars doing some cool stuff on the trails. But yeah, so we were with Austin. This is the Forester, and then we got my Forester that did pretty good, pretty good, I guess, for it being stock. And then we got Adrian's Crosstrek. That was awesome to see finally on the trail, because we haven't went out with him on the trail ever. We said we were back in when he brought it over and we were doing the roof raft, but we never did. And then the 4Runner on 35s, that did awesome. So yeah. But that is going to be it for today's video. It was a little bit, I don't know how this is going to edit out. This was my first time doing this, so I kind of just am winging it. But next trail cruise and whatever, we'll probably have more of a structure and we'll get more of a solid video. But I hope you enjoyed this first ever off-roading adventure in the Forester, and I hope to see you guys soon. But that's going to be it, so peace out and stay humble.